enrich the university's academic resources and contribute to its ongoing pursuit of excellence in education, both in Kenya and beyond. Rajab Juma, KUTV.
Well, a very good morning. Welcome to KUTV Rise Today. Hapa leo tumeamua kufanya in a very good way, in a very beautiful way, an interview with two amazing, arts. Watu Kiswahili tunasema wasanii wa sanaa ambao basi watakuwa wanatuambia mengi kuhusu their art, na pia there's an event coming up, but of course I hope that your morning is fine. Welcome to KUTV. Remember that KUTV Rise Today iko live in all social media platforms, so let me just get right on it. Tuanze na basic introduction. Tuko na Purity na pia tuko na Faith. Tuanze na Faith. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Kwa majina naitwa Faith Karimi Mudhoni. I am an all-round artist. I sing, I act, I dance. The only thing I don't do is paint or draw. Hapo ndio nimeka kikomo, but most importantly, I'm my mother's daughter.
Oh, wow. A shout out to your mom.
Yes, to your mom.
Paka leo umefika hapa.
Yeah.
Karibu sana. Twende kwa Purity. Purity, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Usually when people call me Purity, najua ni people I've met before 2017. My name is Purity Mora Mengwa, but I go by Mora.
Mora?
So I prefer Mora.
You prefer Mora? Sawa, I'll call you Mora.
Performing artist. So any form of performance on stage, whether it's acting, just like Karimi. So any form of acting, poetry, spoken word, music, singing. So mostly actually people know me more of a singer, as a musician, as a songwriter as well. Yeah. So that's what I do. I was in KU drama team as well, so quite the rich history with this institution, and I'm very proud to say that. And I've always been an artist since I can remember. I'm getting class 3 or class 2 or something, just standing on the parade saying a poem or something, Ukimwi ugonjwa mbaya. You remember that poem? Yeah, yeah. So since back in the day, I've always been an artist, and I think for me art has always found me. Nenda hivi, werudi hapa kind of thing. So it's been exciting throughout this journey as an artist. Yeah.
But umesema umetoka ulianzia hapa KU. Yani for the viewers, maybe just tell us, now take our mic juu kidogo.
Okay, sure.
Then for the viewers utatuambia maybe art, kujuggle art na masomo, and how did you find your breakthrough in Kenyatta University?
Well, one thing is, with KU, there's opportunity. If you want to be part of it, you will be part of it. There's no gatekeeping, or so the directors, the production team, they were very open to everyone. And I joined in like first year, so it's not like I had to know people to join. So I love that about the drama team. It was very open and people are willing to share and train and direct you until they refine you to be the best. You understand? So I feel like I got lucky with that one, and so are most of the artists within the institution. Or if you have interest, I mean, just enda utafuta Derek Wasua pale, mwambie nataka kujoin drama. As easy as that. Go for the auditions. Yeah.
Umesikia, yani if you really have interest, number 2, enda pale, hakuna discrimination ati wanasema really need to know people ndo upate chance. Tukuje kwa Faith sasa. Faith umesema wewe you can do almost every art lakini huwezi paint. Just tell us a little bit about what is a trace. It is a count. Well, just tell us a little bit venye ulianzia art paka ukatoka ukiwa mdogo paka ukafikiria age yenye una feel wewe mimi ni msanii, niko leo confidence niweza bamba watu.
Okay, nilikuwa na confidence kutoka utotoni. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying. But anyway, I started art when I was young, nikiwa primary. I think that's where most of us actually loved the art. Drama, music festivals. Actually, there was a time my mom used to write for me poems to perform during she's a retired forester. So she used to write for me poems to perform during like tree planting ceremonies and things like that. So I fell in love with art at a very young age. Got into high school, got into it was amazing, loved it. Got into campus, and then I met this amazing group of people. Igiza Arts Production, that's actually my current production that I work with. And I just started off with, I was actually replacing someone who wasn't available for a certain role. And that's how I started in Igiza. That was actually their first production as Igiza outside of JKUAT. I went to JKUAT, the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. Anyway.
lazima utag.
Yes. So from that tuliendelea, but I stopped for a while, third year, fourth year. I was trying to concentrate on my books, but like, that's neither here nor there. And then till date now I'm still with Igiza, and
just before tutoke kidogo kwa art tuingie hapo kwa masomo na vita, na sanaa. Sasa umetuambia uliacha tadia kidogo focus na nini, and this is a problem that many artists especially in campus wanapitia, because lazima waangalie kuna masomo kidogo ukifocus na kwenda nje sana utapata retake, utafanya cut, as in ni kitu yenye inaumiza watu kichwa. Maybe you can just give them siri je ulitumia
siri yenye nilitumia. Niko na siri kweli? But for me, actually, the reason I took a break, it wasn't because I was struggling to juggle the two. I just felt like it was ilikuwa imefika place where I was doing it just because of doing it, not because I was loving it or enjoying it. So that break for me was to actually fall back in love with the art, so that it's not just about money or fun. So like that break for me was to actually come back to loving it, to reflect back on why I started doing it. So it just happened to be I was in third year, and I was like, well, now that I'm taking this break, wacha tu nimalize pia masomo once, and then now I got a job in 2021 after graduation. And then I was like, okay, now that and they moved. They stopped performing in Juja mostly. And sasa tukaanza kuperform Kenya National Theatre. So I was like, rehearsals ziko town. I'm always in town. I work in town. I'm like, why not go back? I'm like, that's how I went back. And then now, I want to say that I'm a full-time artist.
Uliacha kidogo kazi. So art ndo kazi.
Art ndo kazi sasa.
So maybe your experience na sanaa. Which are those moments zenye like ushai maybe act ama ushai do art ukafeel enyewe hapa nimefika, this is a breakthrough, this is where I wanted to be?
When strangers were coming up to me after a performance and they were telling me, oh my God, we felt you. Mtu akikwambia we felt you na uko stage na yeye ako kwa audience, that's like unalala na viatu yourself. So that's the time I knew that yes, what I'm doing is actually right.
Sasa tukuze kwa Mora. Mora ni fan wako. Amefika hapa na
I am because it's not every day that you meet artists that actually connect with the audience like that. For me, art is just beyond you being on stage. It's the connection you're having with people. I'm a psychologist as well. Actually, that's what I did in K. I didn't do arts, but I've always been an artist, So also just combining your knowledge, your psychology, and understanding people. Because art, at the end of the day, I think it's one of the first crafts as human beings. Cave paint, drawings, and what? Literally. So ilikuwa mtu anaenda ana hunt ama na gather or whatever, and then they come paint. Do you know how cool that is? So if you really think about it, art has always been with us as human beings, and so we have that emotional connection to it. And so you are stage, and then somebody's telling you like, hey, I felt what you did. That's it. Like that's it. Like, your song made me feel something. Your poetry, that's it.
Tuingie bado kwa performance, like kwa Faith amesema ile ameperform alafu mtu ana feel the performance paka anamfuata anamwambia you did a great work. Kwako what was it that yani ilikufanya paka ukafeel yenyewe I'm on the right track na people are actually appreciating my craft?
Okay, for me, there's that where it's not necessarily about the appreciation part exactly. Yes, that's great, but also just the connection that that person is having. Kama seme, hii song ili change life yangu. Nilikuwa in a depressive state and this is what this did for me or for my family or for my friend, or just a good jam and I can send it to my friend, they feel good about it. You know what I'm saying? So, but also, I don't know, there's this animation called Soul. It's it's really shaped how I view artistry as well. And kwa Soul, the main character, when they play the instrument, I'm not sure, was it a piano or it was a piano, yeah? So when they play the piano, it's like they got into this trance flow state. And it was like another place, another universe. It's like some sort of meditation as well. So mini kiimba, mini kasiko, like I'm gone, like I'm just, it's just me and the music and it's just my world. That's how it feels. And I don't know if you relate,
I do.
Karin,
I
but
do.
it's,
Yeah.
whether you're on stage and you
Or
perform
even
poetry,
hata bafu.
hata bafu.
ukiwa bafu.
It doesn't matter where you are. It's just you and the music in that moment and nothing else matters. And for me, that moment, you know, Saizing, we're living in a very fast-paced world. We are always on our phones, we're always moving around. So when you get that moment with yourself and it's like you're thinking about not one thing, it's just you and the music, that's very special for me. And that is what music has done for me. And I feel like if someone is hearing me, they, to some extent, they get into that world with me, that's it.
Okay. So tukuje most artists probably wakiangalia wanafanya, you know, their songs, their craft for, you know, social media, tuseme pale YouTube and other music distribution companies. So mostly mtu wako pale anaangalia, tukiangalia master wa Kenya, they have those numbers. So for an upcoming artist kwake ana feel and I do it for the numbers, but sasa wewe you don't inakakama you don't do it for the numbers as such, but you do it for, you know, the feeling, you know, the music has to get into you. So tell us the difference between, you know, setting the goal on music as it is and then setting the goal on numbers. Ama you do both?
I think how I'm interpreting the question you've just asked is there's music as the craft and music business, right? And so there's a challenge in one of them. As a craft, I think we've just talked about it, as you know, the feeling me ikiwa mtu moja ama mtu thao ama mtu chwani, I will still perform the way I would do it. It doesn't matter. You understand? Because there's the love for the craft. But also, one of the biggest challenges I have had as an artist myself, and I think a lot of other artists relate to me, the fact that you still have to pay bills. You understand? Hautaimbia nani anakujanga kuchukua rent, landlord. Hautaimbia landlord mkai mwezi, you know what I'm saying? So you have to make the money, honey, you know? Navigating it, and I think also branding yourself. One thing I'm loving is that art is being embraced. That is one. Number two, there's a lot of financial literacy for artists. Part of I4 has something going on, rolling basis, and I think artists should apply for it. So that aspect of financial literacy and also trying to navigate that world is also very important, because each of them have to coexist. There's a conversation I was having with my friends, and they were asking, who is the most paid artist in Kenya? Atawalai CBN. I was so shocked. It's some guy who does country music and somebody. So this guy, I don't think I would say numbers, but he makes the money. So I think also connection to the audience and your networks and just making good music at the end of the day will get you numbers. If you do, people go where value is. I would like to believe. That's how I view it. So if you create that value for your craft and you master your craft to vizuri, the numbers will come because people want to be associated with something good. I would like to believe. So, but also ni journey. PRBN, all these great artists that we are having, Kina Yani, and all the any artist in the world started from somewhere. 10 people had to listen and go like, oh, I like that. 20. Then those 20 told 50, and then it just grew, and somehow they are where they are. So I believe it's a journey. And Uki take those steps, you understand the whole process and you understand the struggle. I think it doesn't have to be a struggling thing, but what I'm saying is it is a process. You have to go through that process. So personally, I'm not in a rush to get the numbers. I'm like, itafika eventually.
Sawa.
You know.
Sawa, tukuje kwa Faith. Sasa Faith, tumeongea kuhusu the journey. Wasanii, you know, kuna the journey, uamki leo and then you become a star the next day. So tell us in your craft sasa, how has it been the journey, and maybe some of the challenges zenye wasanii upitia in the journey?
Am I the right person to answer this question?
Wewe kama msanii,
I don't
in your area, just in your area, you don't have to generalize it.
For me, art is not, I'm not doing it for people. I do not do art for people. I don't think, like if I get a paying gig, well and good. But for me, art is personal. For me, even the singing is personal. Okay, the dancing is probably for entertainment. But it's not like a monetary, I'm not putting, actually most of the things I do, I don't put like a monetary, I'm not like, at the end of this, to get like, no. I do it for personal gain, personal satisfaction, and my mental health. But one of the challenges I can say that artists go through is trying to balance between the art and the money, actually. Like, because when you're producing the art, you have to think about audience when you utapata to come and see this art. And you also have to market it yourself. Kama hauna budget, that is. You have to market it yourself to actually reach these people. So trying to balance to give people a good, wonderful show and selling the show at the same time, because marketing is hard. It's not as simple as people think. So trying to balance that is also, it's a challenge.
Okay.
I can say that's one of the biggest challenges.
Sawa. So let's talk about the show sasa yenye inakuja. Tuko na, that's the biggest gig ina come through. So just a little bit about it.
Autopilot experience. An experience like no other. Actually, I've never performed anything like this before, because it's incorporating very many aspects of art. There's music, there's acting, there's poetry. There's going to be a band, there's going to be an ensemble, like we're going to be vocalists, but she's going to perform for us. She's really good, by the way. She's amazing. It's going to be an experience. Kama tu venye inasema autopilot experience. So we're trying to express art in a different form. It's a way that bado sijaona watu waki express art, wacha tuseme. Itakuwa
mna express in a different way.
In a different way.
Very different.
In a different
in a new way.
In a new way. In a new way. And in an interesting way.
In an interesting way.
Kitu yenye itakukipontos, you want to know what's going to come next. Juu hata sisi hatujui. But in a good way. In a good way. In a good way. Hata sisi we are like, let's wait for the surprise. Yeah.
So pale autopilot, pale Carnival on
Simba
18th of October this year. Unasema itafanyika Simba Saloon hapo Carnival. Just tell us wewe kama umeprepare nini kwa mafans wako pale.
Mimi si wa show kamini.
Wanunue tickets.
Do not tickets. Come for the show. Come for the show. But
where can they get the tickets?
Is it
Sold Out Africa?
Sold Out Africa.
Yeah.
Sold Out Africa. The post, check out our socials, Instagram especially. There's content there about the show. There's posters. There's everything you would need to know about the show. Autopilot experience, tone tenors.
Tone tenors on social media platforms.
On social media platforms,
Or Karim's on social media platforms.
Or Mora Music Official as well, so you can find details hapo.
So just tell us how different will it be from any other show?
Nothing you have ever seen
or experienced
ever. that's as much as I want to say for now. I want you to be curious enough to say I actually want to go for that show. You know, because it's something you will think about after and for the rest of your life. You'll go like, there's this show I attended and oh my goodness, everyone needs to. And after that, you'll come for every other. I promise you.
You'll feel the need
that's
to
a guarantee with cashback. If you do not enjoy Kujoni and Mora cashback, but I assure you, you will. I know you will.
Lazima watabambika sana. Na umesema pale uko na a piece of poetry yenye unataka kutu dokezea
maybe
kidogo.
a teaser. We could do a teaser. Okay, camera ni gani?
Kamera ni ile.
Okay. Listen. You had won my body, but not my soul. I'm saying you had won my body, but not my soul. So, listen. When you called me in the sherehe, when you said come, or did I come like the wind? When you called me a Miss Mary and booze like the mongrels and hounds, it was like they were after me. So I came running to you. But when you called me in the dark of night, when you were empty, when you were cold and in me you sought the pleasure of soul, I declined. I said, Abadan Katan. For you had won my body, but not my soul.
Moto sana. Moto sana.
So and I think one amazing thing about the experience is it talks about something that a lot of people relate to. So it's not something that's going to be out of the ordinary, but the way it's been presented is in such a special way. Like that poem was about the superficiality, how superstitious life can be and how we view life, and if there's no connection, and what does that mean? So that's just an example of what you will be getting to see at the show. So
and beautiful voices.
An
amazing band.
Amazing. I mean, each and every one of these artists is actually gifted. Wachana talented, gifted in their craft. So I hope you'll get to come and experience that.
Watu wa buy ticket wakuze pale Carnival on 18th of October. Manze tutakuwa pale na autopilot experience. Tutakuwa juu.
Vibaya sana.
Autopilot.
I think by the time you get out, you'll be high on the experience. I would like to say.
Very. Now, when any fan wako, sijui kama ni fan wake?
Every artist
you have to.
You have to.
Charity begins at home. So you have to support your own. Ndio ifikie wengine.
Sawa. Tukimalizia maybe tell us some of those dreams that you guys are maybe working on, at least mtu akisikia anaweza kuwa inspired.
Personally, I'm working to get into the film industry. That's something, but again, not for the money.
Not for the money.
That is a very special thing. Usually,
actually,
I mean, yes, there's that, but also, you know, I find it very so cool of you.
I'm doing it for my mental health. I'm doing it for me, not just for the money.
And also, like for, you know, acha tu nianzishe tu story ingine. Ever since I was small, I've always wanted to become a teacher. And then, of course, I grew up. It became a lecturer, and I think it's still a lecturer. But I realized that I don't have to be a teacher in class using like blackboards, whiteboards, smart boards to actually educate people. So right now, what I can is use my art to educate people and entertain people. So yeah, that's what I want to do. Because in film, you get to reach a bigger audience as compared to theater. Because unajua theater ni watu watakuja tu watch like on stage or but for film you can even get to reach like an international audience. So my aim is to go into film to actually be a voice for someone somewhere.
Sawa. Yeah. At least that's very inspiring. For you, one of those things that maybe you're working on, you feel like ukiambia wase wanaweza kuwa inspired nayo tukimalizia.
Same thing. Previously said I'm a psychologist. So how do you talk about the human experience through art? Right? Checky. So that's it for me really. Of course, hopefully I get to make a living out of it and like Karim's but most importantly, I advocate for mental wellness. I advocate for just general well-being as a human being. So how do I do that through art? And that looks different. It could be looking at sexual reproductive health rights. It could be peace. It could be women's rights or children's rights. So because art is such a strong driver of change, and that's why I was listening to, I think to Trevor Noah, there's a special he did, and he was saying like, the very first thing that the dictators do is take away the art. You understand? So we understand the power that art has in all aspects of our lives. And so, in fact, I would urge more people to embrace art, even if you're not an artist per se, even as something you consume art, you know. I'm working on an EP. Yeah, I'm thinking come to EP, I'm an album, and I'm actually looking forward.
These are nice problems
to that. Right?
Unafikiria unasema niweke EP ama album?
I don't know. We'll figure that out. So I'm actually very excited about it, and myself. So I can't wait for you guys to also experience that once it comes. So that's something I'm actively working on right now. Yeah.
Sawa. So sasa tunamalizia, and you know, hapa KUTV Rise Today tuna a segment inaitwa Lines za Kikwetu, where we basically, you know, talk to our people wa kwetu using our mother languages. So tuanze, sijui ile already just a piece inaweza kwa proverb, anything. Just unatupia tu lines za Kikwenu in your mother language.
Mora?
Mora.
Hapa kidogo mutanisamehea. Not because I don't want to, but I've grown up in the city and my parents are very keen on having me learn the language. However, I can say a few words. Neza omba maji, neza sema jina, you know, say ngaki, mbiore, and I think in terms of art, I remember this one song because sorry, I'm from the Kisii community. I mean, I think the name tells it all. I remember it went, oh bori baba bakiande keande, oh bori baba, oh bori baba bakiande keande baba motengana nyango eso ndindi. I'm not kissing.
Moto sana.
I feel like that was such a special part. That's as much as I would say a connection to my language in terms of my art.
Labda mtuambie tu kitu yenye mmeimba.
Something about porridge and my grandmother. Yeah, but it's such a famous song. It's such a famous song, I would say.
I've heard it.
I think that's one of the most famous Kisii songs out there. Yeah.
Tukuje kwako. Tell us lines za Kikwenu.
Okay. So half Embu, half Kamba. And just like Mora, I grew up in the city. Okay, no, actually I didn't grow up in a city. I actually grew up in town, but like not a
exactly
city. Yeah, not a city. But I grew up like in towns, Nakuru, Eldoret, Nairobi. But Beta kwa Karimi, and Ngwatelele Ndekabaluke.
Hey, nice.
Yes, nishikilie nsianguke in Kikamba, and then Beta kwa Karimi. That's my name is Faith.
Sawa.
Yes.
Wow. At least watu wamelearn. So that's Embu.
Yes, the Embu, and then there's Kamba part. Yeah.
Sawa. Thank you very much for coming to the show. Na tuta make sure watu wamekuja pale Carnival date 18th for the event, Autopilot event. So that was it. Wazee tulikuwa na Faith na Purity amesema ni mwite Mora. Amesema ni mwite Mora. So up next to Kona David, we're taking a short commercial break.
Thank you.
That was lovely.
For me and the mighty KU choir, this is a homecoming. Sometimes back, the Vice Chancellor gave us a flag, and he sent us and told us, go ye and conquer, and we are glad to bring the results back today, that we did not only do what we've always done, but it was much, much better, as you are going to see. So we really, really thank you so much for coming to celebrate with us this great day. We went to Meru County for a festival where we had about 26 universities that we are competing against. But the whole population at Meru was about 145,000 learners who came to compete. And there is a reason I'm saying this, that we not only conquered and were the best university choir once again in the nation, but we were voted the best institution. We were the best institution, taking all the way from primary, secondary school, all the way to universities. We emerged as the best institution, and we really, really thank our students for having put in a lot of work. Vice Chancellor, we could not manage this without your support. And ladies and gentlemen, we were in the festival for over 10 days. The only Vice Chancellor who attended that festival and was with his students all through was our Vice Chancellor, Professor Paul Wainaina. And I think this has never happened before. It's never happened before. And he sat in the halls, enjoyed with us when we won, and we really, really thank you for giving us this kind of support. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to make a speech. We have come to enjoy part of what the students did during the festival. We've selected some of the items just to give a sample of what we did. But in general, we had about 50 items being presented on stage, out of which more than 3/4 of them we won. And we just did not win because we are KU, but because there is so much hard work that goes into this. So allow me, as I sit down, just to thank all my colleague trainers whom we worked with through this presentation.
Yes, that was the mighty KU Choir ikitutumbuiza pale. Remember, KU Choir imeshinda a lot of awards as the best university choir. Pia wameshinda individual awards pale. Big up to them. So back hapa on studio tuko na two amazing guests that they'll be telling us more about themselves. Tuko na amesema ni mwite Njuguna Anganga, alafu tuko na Gertrude Mbula, kama nimepata the name right. So karibuni sana at Kenyatta University Television, and they have kuna event inakuja inaitwa shorts and shorts, na pia watatuambia more about themselves na their art. Njuguna ni ako more into film, atatuambia more about the film, na the film at release very recently. But allow me to just get into it na tuanze na the introduction. Tuanze na Njuguna. Tell us your name na just a little background about you.
My name is Njuguna Nganga, a film producer and a sound designer from Kiambu County.
Kiambu.
Yes.
Now, labda tuambie, why don't you like the English name? You like the African name? Maybe it's artistic about this.
My English name is David, but I don't like it. Just that I don't like it. I like being introduced as Njuguna because I love it, and it describes my culture, my tribe, and everything.
Talking about culture, by the way, tuko na lines za Kikwetu hapa, where will be at the end of the show mtatuambia more about you just give us lines from your mother language. Okay. Alafu itakuwa interesting sana because actually you're more into Africanism. Unanikumbusha Ngungi wa Thiong'o sana. So tukuje kwa Gertrude sasa.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Gertrude Bella. I am the Communications and Events Manager at DocuBox, East African Documentary Film Fund, where we find filmmakers like Njuguna, who's also part of our cohort that we supported last year. So basically what DocuBox does is we support independent East African filmmakers across the region, just through grants, workshops, and other various capacities. And I'm also the co-project lead for Shots and Shots, the event. Yeah.
Sasa basi, before tuingie kwa DocuBox, tuanze into personality sasa. Tuanze kwa wewe kama Gertrude.
Yes.
Kwa for the benefit of the viewer, Gertrude ni nani?
Oh God. Gertrude, I feel like I'm just a very free spirit, tuanze hapo. Like I feel like I just dive into very different things. So that's music, I draw. I used to be like do calligraphy in high school, back in high school, and I love music as well. So more like, but very low key. I sing for my family. I think I used to sing a lot as a kid. So in a nutshell, I will just say like I love exploring different modes of art. Yeah, personality wise.
Nice. Tukuje sasa kwa Njuguna, just tell us a background yako wewe kama msanii, da tuambie pia, when did you realize like you really can do, get into film, na you do something great?
Okay, I started in the art industry in 2015. That was after I left high school in 2014. So I left 2014, joined art in 2015. I remember we started as a community group where we used to act in a hall, in a community hall, and then later I met my business partner, whose name is David Waronja, and then we started doing some short films here and there. Now we've been doing that since 2016 up to today. So that's when I realized this is my thing.
This is your thing.
Yeah.
Na wewe kuingia kwa short film, ulikuwa umejaribu other genres ama ulikuwa umeamua tu like ulifeel tu you can do this ama ulikuwa umejaribu other genres?
Actually nilianza as an actor. Nilianza as an actor, and then we did a series that tulifanya, and then tukai premiere kwa the community hall. We had a lot of people coming, and then they watched the film. So later ndio nilianza kutoka kwa acting hadi sasa producing polepole hadi sai sasa.
Okay. So producing polepole hadi sahi.
Yeah.
Na labda tukiingia sasa wewe as an artist sasa, na venye umeanza jani yako as msanii, na umesema umeanzia kwa community.
Yeah.
Kwa pale ulikuwa ni Kiambu.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tukiongelea the journey sasa paka penye umefika, like what are the lessons that wenye umelearn paka at new tuseme artists in general, ama mtu yote mwenye anataka ku venture into short film anaweza take home kama notes?
I think the most important thing is networking. That is the most important thing, because without a network you can make your films and kuna mahali zitaenda. But I think going to different events, film events, going to different premieres, watching Kenyan movies, that's where you meet other people, and then you share your film, and then they tell you, now this is how you do it, don't do it like this, and then you meet new people, get contacts. Then by the end of the day you get somewhere. Yeah.
Sasa before tuingie kwa get through tena, ningependa kujua how did you guys meet, ama how did you first come across DocuBox?
So DocuBox, I came across, of course, on social media. I remember the first time I got to interact with DocuBox was they funded, or rather they were the ones that introduced me into documentary filmmaking through I can't remember it's called My Home or something. I can't remember the name of that program, but it was a program where they trained us how to shoot documentaries, to write for documentaries and everything. And I remember they trained me into that. That's where I got to know about DocuBox and got to interact with them. Now since then, it's been a journey. We've been together, going to the events, having my film screened there, and it's been quite a good journey. And I know a lot of filmmakers have a positive feedback on DocuBox.
How long have you worked with DocuBox?
I think the first I did was in 2020. So from 2020 up to now.
Sawa.
Yeah.
So sasa at least the viewers wamepata, you know, from the artist point ya DocuBox. Sasa tukuja sasa kwa wadosi sasa DocuBox wenyewe sasa pale communication strategies. Maybe tell us why, how do you guys pick up artists? Kwa sababu basically mtu akiwa watch sasa ana feel, yeah, I want to be part of, you know, DocuBox. How do I join?
Thank you so much. So basically how we run our projects, they're very project basis. It's not like a long-term thing. So when we have a project, like what Juguna was referring, it was called My Lens, My Story. So in that project, we're looking for filmmakers who maybe tell a particular, it's tied into a theme. So filmmakers who maybe have like a treatment or a story or a write-up or a script that's already in progress, and that's how they get. So the application is done, like we put out a call on our socials and then on our website and every other platform that DocuBox is on, YouTube, any platform you can think of. So that's put out, filmmakers apply, there's a group of readers on the background who go through all of the applications and then they're selected. So there's a shortlist and then the interview, and that's how they get selected. So if you want to be part of any project that we roll out, it's just keeping an lookout on what kind of projects we seek, because they all are very different. Some projects we look for filmmakers who talk about climate, about civic engagement, about body autonomy, like our recent project. So that's how you get in. Yeah.
Maybe tell us more about the recent projects, Sasa.
Yeah. Okay, so we have two that have been running. We have Kenya Creates, and then we had Get Real. So both of them pretty much alike, but not really. So Get Real was basically a project that was talking about sexual and reproductive health rights, and we had a cohort of filmmakers who made films about you know, people struggling, people who have been maybe assaulted, gender inequality, anything you can think about in sexual, reproductive and health rights, and also just like women, you know, in the sexual and reproductive health rights, like women just maybe seeking satisfaction. So all of that was discussed in that cohort, and it was filmmakers across East Africa. So we had filmmakers from Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, Uganda, and Tanzania. And then the Kenya Creates one, which was basically, this one was very unique. So what we did is we were seeking filmmakers, some who are not even into filmmaking, but explore other art mediums. So we had Adele Onyango, who made her first debut film, and her film is called Home. And then we had Tai Ngashira, who's a comedian. He also made a film. It's called Know Thy Body, Know Thyself. And then we had Lydia Matata, who's a seasoned filmmaker, and other filmmakers who were part of that cohort. And Kenya Creates basically was speaking about body autonomy and on a perspective of young people. So when Kenyan children growing up in schools, like what do they face? You know, the harassment, the bullying, you know, stuff like that. Or not even just knowing about sexual education as well, just growing up, how to protect yourself, like early pregnancies. So all of that was part of Kenya Creates.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's jump into shorts. That's
Yes.
on 19th
Yeah.
Of October. Just tell us, let's just get into what wa expect kuona nini kwa shorts and shorts. Maybe some of the filmmakers wenye watakuwa. Yeah, just briefly.
Thank you. So Shots and Shots is an event, is a signature event for DocuBox. Basically, people come wearing shots. They watch short African films on the TV and they take shots. Alcoholic, non-alcoholic, yonyako. It's whatever, but all of them are available.
So what wanakuja na shorts?
Yes.
Wanakuja kuwatch short films?
No, unachukua shots.
Yeah,
Unachapa shots. Yeah, so that's the idea. And this year we're going to be exploring, the theme is called Through Our Eyes We Are All Africans. That's the theme. So Shots and Shots tries to embody different themes every other edition. And this year we're basically focusing on films that tell African stories in our own way. So anything you can think about, from food, culture, music, our heroes as Africans. So that's the theme this year. And some of the films that are going to be showing, of course, is One Jugunas. And we have a list of films that are going to be dropped on our socials. So I'll ask people maybe to just keep an eye and see what's going to be screening. But we promise that the lineup is going to be fantastic.
So you guys have a partnership with NBO. Maybe you tell us how is it going?
Yeah. So our first, we've been working with NBO, our good friends at DocuBox. So last year we partnered on our last event. So how we go about it is the Shots and Shots falls under NBO as part of like showcasing short films, basically, because you know NBO screens like, you know, the feature lengths, the short films, and all of that. The collaboration has been great, and this time round we're gonna be opening NBO Film Festival with a slate of films, so people can catch short films, specifically African short films, under Shots and Shots. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. So to go back to Njuguna, you will be telling us more about your film. Now, you know, what really inspired you paka you did the film now that is going to, you know, premiere pale kwa Shots and Shots. Maybe what to expect nini?
Okay, the short film is called Stories and Jamba. Jamba in Kikuyu is heroes.
See, ile yenye watu nadhani ile
Jamba. So it was a word play by our writer David Waronja. So the story is about two heroes who are about to be executed, and so they are having a conversation between themselves. So it's a very interesting conversation. The film was shot in 2023 and it won the smartphone competition by Alliance Française. And so it will be screening on Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. So mafans wakuje kwa wingi sana.
Wakuje wajikumbushe sinema venye ilikuwa.
Sinema venye ilikuwa. Just but tuingie kwa storyline kidogo pale kwa my heroes, na maybe your writers kitu ilio maybe wa motivate ama inspire to get to such, you know, stories ni gani?
So the film had a theme. The whole competition had a theme. Kenya at 60. Remember that in 2023 Kenya was celebrating 60 years. So we had a theme. So those two heroes were talking about. So we went back to 1963. So the two heroes were talking about where they expect Kenya to be in 60 years. So they are having a conversation about in 60 years time, this is where I see Kenya to be. It's a very interesting conversation. Yeah.
So basi, let's get back to Gertrude. So tell us, what should fans expect in this event?
Yeah, so Shots and Shots, as much as it's a fun event, I think the platform was basically born with the need to just draw more African, well, locally, audiences to come and watch, you know, films made by us, by our filmmakers all over the world. And what they should expect is, of course, lots of African films. Like, just come and check out stories that are very fun and touch on who we are as Africans, you know, speak on our identity. But aside from that, it's such a fun space to be in, because we try and mix other cultural elements. So like music, there's gonna be a performance by Liboy, a very fantastic singer, songwriter who mixes African, contemporary, and folk and traditional folks. We're also gonna have like a DJ playing later in the day. People are gonna be able to meet with the filmmakers like Njuguna in a place where in a thing we've curated called the Directors Lounge, where they get to sit with the filmmakers, ask questions very informally. It's like just chat about the story, criticize it when the filmmaker is right there, and give feedback. So there's lots of that. And of course, we have a masterclass in the morning of. So this time round, we're going to be having a masterclass on artificial intelligence and VFX, led by Kome Mirebua, a fantastic filmmaker who's been in the game for over decades. And he's going to be leading a masterclass on AI and VFX. And I feel like that's the future of storytelling now. People need to learn about AI and VFX. So that's ongoing. You can check out our page, register. There's a discount. If you register for the masterclass, you get a discount for the masterclass, and then Shots and Shots itself later on. Yeah.
Tukuje back to Njuguna sasa. Njuguna, what should fans expect? Alafu after hapo utupe lines za kikwetu.
I think fans should expect to laugh because it's a comedy. And also I think it's for I would like to comment about DocuBox, like the platform that they give filmmakers. You see, like that film was shot with a phone. So any filmmaker who is like starting, you don't have to have that camera or that particular equipment that you want. As long as you have a good sound, you can use your phone to tell a story. As long as you have a story, you have a script, you can shoot anything, and then we have platform.
Yeah. So tulenza kikwetu sasa. Who is ready?
She's ready.
You basically just tell us you just words in your mother language. Maybe it could be a proverb, it could be a saying. You know, words. Yes, we just want to get into the roots.
So I look at.
Yeah, camera ni.
I will invite people for the event on Sunday in my language. Okay. Mugoka inyuothe Korea Shalom House kwina event ya DocuBox mukoka twirorere thenema.
Translate sasa bio.
So I mean like mkuje on Sunday we have an event, DocuBox have an event, the shots and shots on Sunday 19th at Shalom House, Gong Road.
Mkuje hata mmeambiwa na in the mother language. Lazima mkuje. Tukuje kwa Gertrude.
There's so much salamu.
Salamu tu.
Salamu, so I'm a Kamba, and basically salamu za kikwetu it's wacha. And then you respond as that's all I know.
So thank you very much for coming through. Sasa we want to get into their film. Tunafanya tu trailer kidogo pale, then tuangalie what's some of the films zenye zitakuwa, you know, premiered pale kwa shots and shots.
Mara yako ya kwanza. Usikikulia. Unachikia hii country in like 60 years to come. Bro, mi sioni kitu. Naona 60 years tutakuwa kwa currency za Kenya. Imagine hizi sura zetu kwa coins za Kenya. Azijo. Mi naona in 60 years tutakuwa tumepata kiongozi shupavu. Atakuwa na washia Kenya ta. Alafu kutakuwa na mwingine anatulinda hadi na rungu. Watu wanafuata nyayo zake. Unakula mwingine ataenda majuu apigi kitil, alafu akamnake mtaani, ashuke nake huko chini, afikie mavijana, ndio hikyo kidil kibaki kimetu benefit. Walai sini mimi nakushow. Alafu kutakuwa na mwingine atapea wase uhuru, yani uhuru wa kufanya biashara, ndio tukuwe na equal opportunities. Yani kutakuwa na uhuru manzi, wache uhuru. Kuna mwingine atakuwa anafanya William. Nilikuwa naona ni kama huyo Karo anarudi. Tulikuwa wapi? Nilikuwa nakwambia kuna mwingine atakuwa anafanya William Kenya. Unanipata? Hata siogopi kunyongwa sasa. Maybe hata in 60 years kunyonga itakuwa kitu poa. Wakenya watakuwa naifanya daily. Hata kukuwe na ngoma inaitwa nyongwa, na itakuwa a major hit. Kitu yani inakuwa garefu hivi. Mimi sijui. Tunaweza sema wame raise the bar. Na kuna vile hiyo kamba ijafungwa vizuri. I guess mwenye amefunga hajazoea hii kazi. He's still learning the ropes. Niko na moja. Unajua tukinyongo tutabadilisha tribe. Tuwe nini? Wakamba. Niko na ingine. Nunuko mashimoni hatuko tuna spend time pamoja. Kweli. Ene angesema leo tutahang out pamoja. Hii kungoja ukarao manze. It's killing me. Lakini rojo hiyo iko fiti. Sasa imagine angekuja hapa akupate before tumalize kunipatia hiyo story. Si ungekuwa umeniacha hangi.
Noma tena sana. Juguna. That was one. Sasa your last word sasa tukimalizia.
Nikwambia tu watu wakuje on Sunday.
Watu wakuje on Sunday. Ni noma sana.
Tuendelee ku shoot. We continue telling our stories the way we are still doing. Yeah.
So Gertrude?
Yeah, I think same thing with Jungona. Guys, pull up. Shots and Shots is a really fun event, and you just get to see like the diversity of the stories that we have, and also like you get inspired. If you're a filmmaker, you get inspired. Like, you know, you don't need like crazy equipment to start, so just start from where you are. Yeah, that's gonna be on the 19th. On Sunday.
Wakuje. Sawa. So tuangalie magazetini mbio hapo. The Standard wanasema release them. Wanaongelea kuhusu Bob Njagi na the other person activist mwenye walipotea huko Uganda. The Daily Nation anasema from hustlers to dynasty, Ruto changes tune. Hapo wameka picha Uhuru, Raila na Ruto, pia wameongeza Gideon Moi. On the Star wanasema foreign jobs lie as rogue recruitment agency mint cash. Hapo ni wana wanajaribu kuangalia kazi majuu. Pia the People's Daily wanasema after Raila will ODM rise or fall. Hapo ni maswali hapo wanauliza pale wana People's Daily. Na Taifa Leo wameka picha ya Matiangi na picha ya Gachagua, wanasema vita baridi. Umekuwa nami Blue Smile Hassan. Next week on Monday utakuwa na Ojwang mtoto wa Mariam. Jina ni kubwa, ni refu kidogo, so hapo ndo na tafuta ni Ojwang mtoto wa Mariam, senior officer, warrant officer 1 pale. Utakuwa naye next week. Until next week, have a good morning.
Amen. She wanna make my problems disappear like Harry Potter. Chilling with